Well, what's going on, everyone? Well, it's been kind of a crazy half an hour, I'd say. Originally made a video about delaying the commentary for Roadhouse till next week, but I kind of decided to say, fuck it. It's my channel. I'll do what I want. I'll push it back another hour or so, and that's what I'm going to do. But in order to do this, I'm going to go ahead and get this physical media vlog out of the way and just get it over with. So, and I have a shit ton of movies. Some are definitely Blu-ray, some are definitely 4K UHD. The reason why you say that is I decided to go ahead and upgrade my my ability to play these. I decided to go ahead and get a new Sony UBP X700. It's yep, as you can tell, Ultra HD Blu-ray, 4K HDR, and hey, Alter. And also, FYI, if you hear a bit of a buzzing sound, it's my fan going off, so keep that in mind. It's hot. I mean, there's a fan up there. I have a fan over there, but it doesn't work for shit, so this should be enough for right now. But not only this is an upgrade, to play Blu-rays and 4K, and specifically 4Ks. Of course, you can play DVDs, play different types of files. But most importantly, the reason why I got this was this is a region-free 4K Blu-ray player. Plays all regions A, B, C, and the DVD regions 0 through 8. So that's the reason why I got this. And since I have a shit ton of movies, let's go ahead and start this off. I'm going to start off with the film that I never seen before. I saw it a few days ago after buying it. That's Narrow Margin with Gene Hackman and Ann Archer. And I watched it a few days ago. Decent little movie. Gene Hackman and Archer. Sorry. I said Archer. And Archer. They both carry the film pretty well, I think. You got good, solid direction by Himes. It's not my favorite of his, but it's a solid little thriller, either way you slice it. And see, Daniel, you weren't the first this time, Daniel. Someone beat you to it. But anyways, looked pretty good. Definitely glad to have this. You got commentaries. You got to make it a featurette. Selected sound bites, which are technically interviews. You got B-rolls, 2 different kinds of audio you can hear it on, and several different trailers. But solid little film and a solid Blu-ray to boot. I believe the 4K is coming out sometime pretty soon, so if you want to upgrade to that, I'll leave it up to you. Next up, I decided to finally get probably the best looking version of Predator to date, and that's what I got, the 4K version of Predator. And I watched it. It looked pretty good. It wasn't waxed up like the Blu-ray was, and sadly the Blu-ray that's on here is the waxed up version. There was a digital, but more than likely the digital code expired sometime back in 2022. So, yeah. But either way, it's definitely an upgrade compared to the Blu-ray in terms of picture quality. So, probably the best that Predator is going to look, considering that it was, grainy, filmed on not the best stock of film, but anyway you slice it, Predator's a classic. You can't go wrong with this movie. And the features that are on here are ported over from the 2010 Blu-ray, so yeah. So Disney might be working on that. Okay, well, I can care less about that. So those 2 movies are the only ones that are not brand new and sealed. Those are the ones that are like new. And now I'm going to start with the brand new sealed Blu-rays and 4Ks that I got. So I'll just start with the ones from this pile here. Okay. And most of them I got 20% off except for a few. That one over here. I'll start with this one, The Last American Virgin. I thought I had this movie, but I guess I didn't. But I remember seeing this film, thinking it was a pretty solid, coming of age type of comedy with a bit of drama thrown in. But there is the ending, which, hey, you gotta give it its respect for its ending. For the way it didn't have the typical Hollywood ending, far more realistic ending that I wish people could apply to real life. So there you go. And you got features on here too. You got several interviews with the cast members from here, so that's a good thing. That's pretty much it. Next up, I had this on DVD, but I never upgraded the Blu-ray, and I'm surprised this never got a 4K. For whatever reason, it never did. But that's Commando. You also have the theatrical and director's cut, and you have pretty much the features, I believe, that were ported over from the DVD. So this, I believe, is a region-free Blu-ray, so it should play on my 4K player with no problem. But Commando's a classic. Let's party. And I think I got that for 20% off. I'm not sure. I definitely got this for 20% off, and this is actually a 4K that I have. And that's Sidekicks. That has Chuck Norris, Jonathan Brandis, Beau Bridges, Danica McKellar. You got a good amount of features on here. I know you got some interviews, I believe, with the director, one of the cast members. What's her name? Julia Nixon. I guess that might be the only actress that was interviewed. I thought Beau Bridges would have been interviewed, but I guess it doesn't say on here. But it also has like a 5.1, DTS HD. Oh, actually, no, I take it back. I thought it was 5.1, but I was wrong. So, but I'm pretty sure the transfer is pretty good. I mean, Vinegar Syndrome, they've been killing it. About to show another Blu-ray that's also Vinegar Syndrome, and I think you'll know what that is shortly. Or whatever. Okay, next up, definitely got 20% off of this, and that's the 1984 classic Footloose with Kevin Bacon. I never actually seen this movie, but I figured since it came out the year I was born, why not add it to my collection? I do know there was a remake in 2011. I haven't even seen that. In fact, I think Kevin Bacon was asked to appear in that movie, and he declined. So I'm pretty sure, even though if I'm not a huge dancing type of dude, I got to have this in my collection. And what can I say? It's Footloose, right? You got some features on here. You got some interviews with Kevin Bacon. I'm guessing Sarah Jessica Parker was in this movie, so she's interviewed. But yeah, you got some behind the scenes stuff, run of the mill stuff. So there you go. Next up here, I eventually saw this movie, but I saw it for free. I remember hearing it back in the day, back in 1999. That's the thriller Double Jeopardy with Tommy Lee Jones and Ashley Judd, and they did a solid job with this movie. It was definitely kind of keep you on the edge kind of seat type of movie. You got some stuff on here. You got some kind of, it looks like, I guess, an interview with the director. You have an alternate ending, but it has unfinished audio in there. You have a featurette, making of with Double Jeopardy. But both Tommy Lee and Ashley Judd do a great job of carrying this movie. And Bruce Greenwood plays a pretty good villain in this movie as well too. So, well, really, what they're going to do with that movie, Alter. Next up, decided to go ahead and upgrade this movie, especially now that it's 30 years old, and that's the original Speed with Keanu Reeves. Came out in 1994. It's a 4K. You have a Blu-ray on there as well. Digital code, which probably more than likely expired, but 4K at least has has commentaries by the director and the screenwriter and the producer. Then the Blu-ray pretty much has all the features, and you got I assume the movie's on there. Yeah, movie plus extras. You got action sequences, extended scenes, all that good stuff. So yeah, glad to have this. Hey, John. I watched that movie like weeks ago. It was on YouTube for free. That's how I saw it. And then next up, I figured I'd go ahead and get these. Originally, I was going to get more of the Child's Play movies from Shout. I originally ordered at least 15 movies from them back in like May 15th, but it was still 2 weeks later. They still hadn't shipped anything out, so I ended up canceling my order with them because I thought it was getting to be ridiculous. But that's just me. But anyways, I have the original Child's Play on 4K. From what I read, the reviews are praising the 4K transfer. You got apparently the 4K actually has the commentary, and you got a commentary with Alex Vincent, Catherine Hicks. So pretty much the first disc has the commentary. Then the other two discs are pretty much the feature film and I guess it's pretty much another thing with commentary as well. So yeah, you have that. Then the third disc, that's where you have all the special features. But anyway, Child's Play is a classic bar none. So there you go. Elter's saying hello to John. I'm gonna watch Air Bud tonight. Cool, good for you, man. Then I got the sequel, Child's Play 2. This one's just basically a 4K and a Blu-ray. It's only 2 discs. So, but disc 2 has pretty much all the features. You got interviews with Alex Vincent, the producer, interview with Christine Elise, and also Beth Grant. I believe Alex Vincent is interviewed for the first Child's Play, so more than likely, have his thoughts. Next up, I have I call the original Chucky trilogy before Bride of Chucky came out. So I got Child's Play 3 as well. Look who's talking now. Disc 1's the 4K, of course. You got commentary by the director. And of course, the Blu-ray is a 4K scan, but not, the true 4K. You got, interviews with Ride the Frightening. You got an interview with, the writer Don Mancini. Perry Reeves is interviewed. You got several interviews, I guess, with some of the actors, Robert Latham, Michael Chieffo, Craig Reardon. I'm surprised that what's his face, Justin Wellen. I guess Justin Wellhan's not interviewed on this. That's kind of disappointing, but what can I say? And then I have the 2019 remake of Child's Play. That's the one that had Audrey Plaza in it, and Brian Tyree Henry, and then of course Mark Hamill voices Chucky. I thought it was a decent remake. It was not the best remake I've seen, but it's probably better than the later sequels that Don Mancini became heavily involved with. So, yeah, I didn't mind the remake. It's not perfect, but I didn't mind it. So, and then next up here, let me go ahead and get these over here. I'm going to go ahead and do these two. The good news for those Blu-rays I just showed, I got 20% off of them. The next two Blu-rays I'm going to show, I got 15% off. And decided to go ahead and get this. I remember seeing this a lot on the... Well, I take it back. I remember seeing, a lot of the still photos of this movie, and that's Miami Blues with Alec Baldwin. I figured I'd go ahead and get it, just for curiosity's sake, It had, Alec Baldwin's in there, but you also have Fred Ward, and you also have Jennifer Jason Leigh that was in it. So I'm curious to see if it's a good movie at all. I've heard some interesting things about it, but I'm curious to see if it's going to be a good movie at all. So the reason why I got this is because I wanted to get another movie, and that's, believe it or not, Selena with Jennifer Lopez. In light of her recent news, I don't know if it's true. What supposedly she had some involvement with Diddy on whatever it is that's going on. Anyway, I got it because this was a good movie. Selena was, based in our home state. From what I've seen, she was a pretty talented singer, and her life was tragically cut short. And Jennifer Lopez did a good job of portraying her. You got a few good amount of features. You got, documentary about Selena, making of Selena 10 years later, outtakes. But also you get two different versions of the movie too. You have the theatrical cut, which runs about 2 hours and 8 minutes. Then you have an extended version, which runs about 6 minutes. So I don't know if it's the deleted scenes put back in. Who really knows? But glad to have this, and pay my respect to Selena. What's her last name? I'll just call her Selena. But anyway, good movie overall. So yeah. And then let's see, what should I do? I should probably go on these. These are a mixed deal. I'll show the 4Ks. These three I got on Amazon. Apparently, they were having a brief sale on Amazon where you can get 3 for like $33 or something like that. That's Don Mancini's opinion, so I really don't give a shit what he thinks. Okay, take care, Alter. All right, back on the 4Ks. I decided to go ahead, since this movie's 35 years old. Well, actually, no. You know what? I'm going to start with this one. I never actually had this movie till now, but I figured, you know what? If I'm getting a 4K player, I got to have this movie on 4K. And that's the quintessential classic, Scarface, with Al Pacino. I never actually had this movie till now, so I figured I might as well go ahead and get it. I've read some revenue reviews about the 4K transfer. Might as well get it. So that's what I did. And not only that, you have... it doesn't really say, but more than likely the first disc is probably 4K. Then the bonus features are probably on the Blu-ray more than likely. You even have Scarface, the TV version. You have deleted scenes. You have the making of, all that lovey-dovey stuff. So, yeah. But, say hello to my little friend. Well, I'm going to definitely say hello to this 4K for sure. So, very glad to have it. Next up, this movie is going to be 35 years old soon, if not already, and that's the Kevin Costner flick, Field of Dreams. If you build it, they will come. And we got deleted scenes. You got some documentaries from father to son. Stuff with Kevin Costner. Some documentaries, featurettes, all that good stuff. So, pretty good amount of features from Universal. And I've read the transfer for 4K was pretty good on there, so I might as well get it, since I never owned it before. Next up, never seen this before, but I've heard nothing but great themes. That's another Martin Scorsese film, which is Casino. That's 4K as well. More than likely, the movie's first disc is probably going to be the same thing, 4K, probably commentary. In the Blu-ray, it has the movie and the special features, which I guess isn't a whole lot, but still, I couldn't think of what else to get. I mean, there was maybe one film I wanted to get, but it was going to take a while. And yeah, so I ended up settling on Casino because I never actually seen the film. And I believe Joe Pesci, didn't he win or was he nominated for an Oscar or something? I don't know. I might as well just add this to my collection. Next up here, I decided to go ahead and get this. This was another Blu-ray from Amazon. I had the DVD, but I never upgraded till now. And that's the parody of Star Wars, which is Spaceballs, Mel Brooks. From what I read, the Blu-ray is pretty good. Definitely kind of has a feel of like a 2K scan, but any way you slice it, the picture's really worth the upgrade compared to the other Blu-ray releases. So yeah. I believe the features are sadly pretty much the same. There's really nothing new, but I've heard a lot of praise for the Blu-ray. I've heard a lot of praise for the 4K, but I don't know if I really wanted to upgrade it to that type of quality, but I'm fine with this either way. So definitely a funny film, definitely better than the Star Wars sequel trilogy for sure, at least the last two. And it's Mel Brooks. What can I say? We break for no one. And I believe the next ones here are like a mixed. Well, I should probably go to the Amazon ones. So I'm going to start with this one. I'm surprised I never got this. I thought I had this at one point, but I didn't. That's the 1985 funny comedy flick Fletch with Chevy Chase. It's got a new 2K scan on there from Kino Lorber, but the features are pretty much the same from the other releases. But, it's Chevy Chase. It's a funny movie. I got to have this in my collection. Even if I don't think highly of Chevy Chase, but there you go. Next up, I have the sequel, which is Fletch Lives. It had a 2K scan of this as well. Features are pretty much ported from the previous releases. Same way you slice it, pretty much the same stuff. But if you haven't, since I never had the film before on any format, why not upgrade to the better one? Why not upgrade to the best quality available? So, which is this. And then next up, I only saw like the very tail end of the movie, and the movie is going to be almost 50 years old next year, and that's The 3 Days of the Condor, which is Robert Redford, Faye Dunaway, Cliff Robertson, Max von Sydow, may he rest in peace. And it's not it's not exactly a 4K UHD, but it's a 4K scan. So I gotta imagine this is gonna be the best This is gotta be the best looking way the film is ever gonna look. I don't know if there's a 4K UHD of that movie, but anyway, you slice it. Very glad to have it. There's features on here, not a whole lot. I assume they're pretty much ported from the previous release, so nothing new there. But maybe I'll definitely get a chance to look at this flick, fully when I get the chance. And next up, these are the movies I got 20% off. Don't remember what I ordered along with, but get these over here. And I'm surprised I never got this, but I now have it. It's Natural Born Killers with Woody Harrelson, Juliette Lewis, Robert Downey Jr. You also had Tommy Lee Jones, Tom Sizemore, I believe. What's his face? Rodney Dangerfield makes an appearance in this movie as well. And you got disc 1's pretty much the 4K scan, the original camera negative, and Dolby Vision. Disc 2 is pretty much the Blu-ray, the director's cut. It's basically a 3-disc version. The 4K is strictly the director's cut. Disc 2 is also the director's cut. Then disc 3 is pretty much where you have the theatrical cut, and you have the features, the making of, behind the scenes, all that stuff. Disc 2 had the interviews with one of the writers and the producer, and a commentary with Oliver Stone, which is also on the 4K as well. Yeah, I never fully watched this, but glad to finally have it on the physical form. I'm curious to see what this film is like. So, next up, I decided to go ahead and get this because I'm also going to try to sell my Scarlet box set, and that's the Hellraiser films. This is the Hellraiser Tetralogy. It has the first 4 films that went to theaters. 5 from then on up were straight to video, and seems like they have some good features on there. It seemed like Hellraiser 2, they may have taken a few things out, like the infamous surgeon deleted scene. I don't think it's in this set, so maybe there was a few things that were sacrificed. But anyway, you slice it. It's good to have these four films restored in 4K, and plus I think all of them are in 5.1 DTS, surround sound, pretty much. That's good. And I believe they have different cuts. I don't know if the first one got an extended cut or not, but I know that disc 2, I assume that one is has both the theatrical and the unrated cut. I'm not sure. I could be wrong, but I know that Hellraiser 3 has 2 different versions as well. Same with Hellraiser 4 Bloodline. I believe it has the theatrical cut, but it also has the work print on here, so that's the good news. So I'm curious to see what they look like in 4K. Hopefully they're good looking. And then next up, I got these 15% off. This movie's going to be 40 years old soon, if not already. That's Body Double. You had Craig Wasson. Melanie Griffin was in there. I believe even one of the actresses from Reanimator is also in this movie, too. You got a 4K restoration. You got some interviews here with Craig Wasson. Pure Cinema. You have an interview with the director, Brian De Palma. And Looks like okay. I guess Melanie Griffin does discuss her is interviewed, so that's the good news. So yeah, I remember being interested by the cover, but I never saw this movie. And that's a movie called The Eyes of Laura Mars, another film that has Tommy Lee Jones, Faye Dunaway. I just mentioned I bought the 3 Days of Condor, which she's also in. And oh yeah, you have Brad Dourif in this movie. Interesting. And Irvin Kershner directed the movie. So before Empire Strikes Back, he did this movie. Got some documentaries here. Hey Ty. So yeah, I'm curious to see if this movie's any good. And then finally, I decided to go ahead and get it because it's John Carpenter, and I got Ghosts of Mars. And I don't know if there's any new features on here. There might be a few others, but I also assume they pretty much ported over the featurettes and documentaries from the previous releases. You got a high definition remaster, and you got a commentary with director John Carpenter and actor Natasha Henstridge. So yeah, I guess people will say this is the last Carpenter film that was decent before he came back in 2010 with that The Ward with Amber Turd. So yeah, but yeah, I actually never fully watched it, but maybe I'll get my chance if I get around to it. So yeah. Then the more recent ones, and here's the 4K here's the movie that I was going to do a fan commentary or live stream. I'll still probably do it, but I have to hurry up and finish doing this physical media vlog, and that's going to be the quintessential guys movie Roadhouse, Vinegar Syndrome. It's a 3-disc set. I've heard nothing but great things about the transfer, the picture quality on this 4K. Everything's natural and balanced out, so I'm going to be curious to see how it looks on my TV. It's got. I know that Shout did the best they could. They had some features, but I think this one had the same features from the Shout one. Plus, it had some new interviews. I don't know what they were. Apparently, one of them's with a stunt coordinator. New interview with Laura Key Caston. Interview with Roger Hewitt. So yeah. I don't doubt it. I guess I shouldn't be surprised by that. But yeah, pretty much the features from the previous Blu-ray plus the new interviews that I just mentioned. It's in DTS 5.1, so it's probably gonna look and sound pretty damn good. So I can't wait to check this out when I do my live commentary. Next up, I remember liking this film, because it's Christopher Lambert, because he's always been a solid actor, and that's the film Resurrection. And yeah, this is just a regular Blu-ray. It was directed by Russell Mulcahy. Got interviews with Russell Mulcahy. Another actor who appeared in the film was Robert Joy. Hey, Jamie, what's going on? It says actor Jonathan Potts. I don't know who that is. But sadly, no interview with Christopher Lambert, which is disappointing. I was hoping he'd be interviewed, but I guess he was busy, so maybe that's why. But anyways, you got some features. I don't know what the other previous releases were like, but yeah. Yeah. But people also don't want to have to deal with streaming because it can be there for some time and then it can easily disappear. So yeah. But yeah, I think Resurrection was a pretty solid film. Maybe it's similar to Seven in a sense, but it's not the same movie. But I like Christopher Lambert, and I'm glad to have this. So, right. And I thought I was going to get the movie, or maybe I already did. I haven't opened yet. But anyways, these movies arrived today actually, and I decided to go ahead and get it. And that's the American black comedy horror film Parents. You had Randy Quaid in the movie. That's pretty much the only actor that I'm familiar with. You also have Mary Beth Hurt, Sandy Dennis. But anyways, you have some features on here. More than likely, Randy Quaid's not interviewed because what happened back in 2009. He kind of went off the rails or something. I don't know. And the good news is, if you don't want to buy the movie, you can watch it for free on Tubi, but you never know how long it's going to last on there. So, but yeah, I'm curious to fully watch the film. And you got you got interviews. I think you got an interview with the director, I think, and with the screenwriter. Okay, I know you're trying to be funny, but what the hell do you mean by that comment, dude? Okay, fine. I guess if I move, it's probably the chair, the air inflated chair. And then next up, I decided to go ahead and get this because I bought the movie itself, but for whatever reason, these features are not on there, which is weird. So I went ahead and bought the Unearthed and Untold, the Path to Pet Cemetery. This is where it has the commentary with the I guess the director of this documentary. You got edit and alternate scenes. I'm wondering if it's from the documentary or from the movie or the Pet Cemetery movie itself. But anyways, yeah, you got it's basically a documentary about the film itself. So yeah. Well, it is what it is, Ty. So that's what it is. Next up here, this is a film I also got 20%. Those two movies I just showed you were also 20% off. Strangely enough, I never really owned these movies officially. There's 7 of them, and that's the Paranormal Activity series, the Ultimate Chiller Collection. I believe this is the one set that you can get the Next of Kin movie, which I've yet to see. But I figured I'd go ahead and get them because at the time the list price was pretty high, and it was reduced from that price to like $48. But like I said, when I get 20% off, I'm technically only paying like 30 plus for 7 movies, and that's not bad at all. And there's it's an 8-disc set, so I can't complain for the price for what it is. And not to mention, the first Paranormal Activity will be 15 years old. Well, technically, since it was made in 2006, 2007, it's over 15 years old. So yeah, I figured I'd go ahead and add it to my collection for cheap, that is. And let's see, what am I going to do here? I got some other Blu-rays that I got 20% off, but I'm trying to also decide what I want to do for the other ones. Okay. I guess I'll go ahead, since I have them in my hand, I'll get these. These are the ones I got for 15% off. Most of these Blu-rays I got were on eBay. I either got 20% off or I got 15% off, except for maybe a few that I didn't get, like the Resurrection. I didn't get 20% off, but I did make an offer that was cheaper than the price I would pay through that one seller that was offering 20%, or the Amazon site, which was offering whatever price it was worth. But anyways, I know the film was way before the ship was discovered, and that's the SOS Titanic that I bought, because you get 2 different cuts of the movie. You have a brand new 4K restoration of the theatrical cut. Then you have a brand new HD master of the TV cut, which is a lot longer. From what I understood, it was never really readily available for a while, till now. You also got a commentary. You got a trailer, but it's not for this movie, and a couple other features on here. So anyway, I'm glad to have the film. And next up, I never even watched this movie, but I'm familiar with the actors. That's the China Syndrome, which has Jane Fonda, Jack Lemmon, and Michael Douglas, of course. And this had a high definition remaster. Yes, you have the original mono audio, and also you have the 5.1 surround audio as well. And you got some features and stuff like that. I'm not sure if it looks like you got some interviews with the cast members. Apparently, this was also produced by Michael Douglas too, as well. So I'm curious to check this one out. Oh yeah, it came out in 1979, so it's 45 years old. What do you know? Next up, I was trying to debate of whether or not to buy this because it's not Scream, a Shout Factory announced they were doing a new 4K restoration of the film, but they didn't really exactly port any of the features over, so it was pretty much bare bones. I decided to go ahead and get this since it has features, and it seemed like it would be a decent. It's a 2K scan, and that's the Delta Force with Chuck Norris and Lee Marvin. Because you got some interviews with Robert Forster and with the screenwriter. I guess nothing with Chuck Norris, sadly, but oh well. Be nice to hear his thoughts for once on his thoughts on the film. I remember I never sadly saw this, but it's the Delta Force. It's got to be good. What do you know? Kim Delaney was in this movie. I had no idea. So you actually have an interesting set of cast members in this movie, so that's interesting. So, yep. I mean, it's Chuck Norris. It's got to be a good, fun film, right? And I figured I'd go ahead and show this one off. I've been wanting to get this for a while, ever since it was announced, and that's The Perfect Weapon with Jeff Speakman. It's got a new 4K scan of the original camera negative. It's not 4K UHD, but nevertheless, it's got to look pretty good either way. You got a commentary with the director. You have an interview with Jeff Speakman. I don't know for how long, but at least he was interviewed. That's the good news. You also have deleted and extended scenes. I assume it was from the TV cut, but there's a way I can get that TV cut on YouTube. Believe it or not, if it's still uploaded, you can actually watch it. So, and you also have a trailer. So, doesn't seem like a whole lot of features, but at least it's got deleted scenes. Seems like the transfer looks good. And Jeff Speakman was interviewed. Can't ask for anything more unless they do another edition, which hopefully they don't. But anyways, very fun, underrated flick right here. And it's very upsetting that Jeff Speakman didn't get the career that he got. So, yeah. And I actually have not. These are still kind of bubble wrapped, so I'm going to have to open these. All right. So that was easy. All right. I have another Jean-Claude Van Damme film to add to my collection, and that's Death Warrant. This is another, I believe it's a Scorpion release. You got a commentary with the director Darren Sarfian, interview with Patrick Kilpatrick, interview with Art LaFleur, and trailers. Sadly, no interview with Jean-Claude Van Damme, but I guess he's too busy, I suppose. So it's got a 2K scan, so I can't complain. And I have no idea if the film was good or not, but I'll definitely see for myself. And next up, I figured I'd go ahead and get it, for Tom Berenger and Daphne Siniga, and that's the film Last Rites. Another Scorpion release. You got an interview with the director, and you got the trailer, and that's pretty much it. But the good news is it's not bare bones, at least. I remember catching this movie one time on TV. I didn't see the very beginning of it. I think I saw it like past halfway mid through. So yeah, curious to see if it's what to fully see what the movie's like. So there you go. And finally, this movie's also going to be 30 years old pretty soon, if not already, and that's the very overlooked film Wolf with Jack Nicholson, Michelle Pfeiffer, James Spader. This one has features on here because apparently the other Blu-ray didn't have any, so it's got a high definition remaster, got a 5.1 soundtrack. I don't know if any of the actors are interviewed. It looks like apparently got some never seen promotion interviews with Mike Nichols, Michelle Pfeiffer, James Spader, Kate Nelligan. Doesn't mention anything about Jack Nicholson being interviewed, sadly, but at least this one has features, and you're thinking, don't worry, I think this is region free, as you can tell, if you're wondering about the little code right there. So yeah, it's good to see this film get some actual respect for once, because I never really saw the official Blu-ray, so yeah, very glad to have it. And these Blu-rays here are from the same guy I ordered on eBay, so Another 20%. And not only that, these I got 20% off. I can't complain. I'm getting some decent prices. I might as well take advantage of it. Okay, these are 4 of them. I bought another Chuck Norris film, and that's Code of Silence. This is a Kino Lorber Blu-ray, and you got an interview with the screenwriter, and you got an interview with the composer. A couple of the actor and actress are interviewed on here. You got a commentary by Andrew Davis as well. So you saw Wolf in theaters. That's cool. Sadly, I didn't. I was still too young. I can't remember if we rented it or not back in the day on VHS. It's been a while. But I know James Spader was in that movie, and he also was in Stargate, which also was 94, respectively. I saw this once. I remember not minding this flick here. It's Chuck Norris. What can I say? Doesn't say if it's a 2K scan or anything like that, but solid film. You got solid features. What can I say? And I figured I'd go ahead and get this movie before it went out of print. I could have gotten it cheaper through Shop Factory, but they really pissed me off on how they handled my order, which, like I said, I placed an order back on May 15th for 15 movies, and I paid with a debit card of all things. But it was still 2 weeks later. They still hadn't shipped it out, and I was like, I'm not waiting. So fuck y'all. I want my money back, and I got my money back. Hey, what's up, Total Meltdown? Oh, that's cool. I'm sure that feel free to describe what it was like, back in the day. I was probably was still 9 years old. I didn't turn 10 till later December. Yeah. What's up, Total Meltdown? Hey, Minotaur. Anyways, about to get to it. That's Graveyard Shift. And sadly, no deleted scenes, no alternate TV version. I saw this film a long time ago. It's been a while, but I remember how Stephen Mott, would say, "Show's over. Everybody go back to doing what you were doing." So yeah. And I believe he's actually interviewed on here. And the director is also interviewed. Another actor is also interviewed as well. Kelly Wolf is also interviewed. So you got some interviews on here, so that's cool. So it's not completely bare bones. But yeah. And then I think this is another Andrew Davis, or no, sorry, I got them mixed up. It's a Morgan Fairchild movie called The Seduction. And this is a Scream Factory one. Got new interviews with Morgan Fairchild, Andrew Stevens, some featurettes. I'm curious about if this movie is any good, so I'll definitely get my answer when I see it. So there you go. And then for this haul, the last one is going to be for the Alien ripoff. That's what it's been notorious for, and that's the film Creature. And I believe Vinegar Syndrome did this one. I know there's 2 different versions of the movie on here, theatrical, and I think the other one is called Titan or something. So, hold on. Okay, I can get it out. And it's also a slipcover, too, as it turns out. So, yeah, Vinegar Syndrome did that. I think there's an interview with a few of the actors, making of documentary, stuff, all the good stuff. So, it's not bare bones. And you have the original kind of artwork right there. So, yeah. It's weird how it came with this. I wasn't expecting that, but hey, I'll take it. Okay. Boy, I've been going on for 44 minutes. I wonder if I'm going to have time to do the commentary. Because I got a few more other boxes of movies. I don't know how many movies I got. I'm going to say, maybe 40, 45? Goodness gracious. Me. Let's see here. Okay, this one I got for deep discount. So here we are. I got War Games, brand new. Um, I assume the features were pretty much ported from the previous release. But I'm curious to see what this is like on 4K. And from what I've read, there was there was praise for the transfer. That's why I got it. And I didn't have any of the previous releases before till now. So yeah. Then I decided to go ahead and get this for right now. And I might have my parents get me the other sequels. And believe it or not, I decided to go ahead and get this movie here, Star Trek: The Motion Picture, The Complete Adventure, because it has 3 different versions of the film. You have the theatrical, I believe you have the director's cut. I believe they're both in 4K, but you also have the special longer version, which was only on VHS at the time. And I don't think it was ever in widescreen until now. In fact, yeah, the special longer version is in widescreen from what I've read, but it's only got a 2-channel remix. The other ones more likely got a 5.1 or like the Dolby Atmos mix. Plus, you got loads of deleted scenes, documentaries, making of. It's all in this kind of form here. So, yeah. And not only that, both these films I got 10% off. I think this was the cheapest way to get it, surprisingly. But I went to deep discount to do this because with the 10%, I only paid like $60. Where others, I know that eBay, even they didn't actually have that 20% offered on that one, and Amazon wanted more. I think they wanted like $90-something for. I don't remember, but yeah, very glad to have this first one, especially since I only had it on DVD for so long. Okay. So many movies I can't remember what I got. All right, here it is. I got the 4K Pet Cemetery. It does have a couple of features on here. You have a commentary with the director. I think there's a documentary or a look back about the film. But anyway, slice it. I have that, and I have the other Blu-ray that's related to the film. So, and I actually have the sequel somewhere. So I figured I'd go ahead and get this film since it's 35 years old, if not already. So. Where's the cutter? Damn it. Where's my damn cutter, you fucker? Oh, wait, I think I know where it's at. Yeah, I didn't open these until now. Something. Really? You had to pack it with... Yeah, it's packed with bills. Oh, come on. No. Okay. Got another film that's going to be, 21. Another film that's going to be 45 years old, and that's Kramer versus Kramer. I haven't fully watched the film, but I know that Dustin Hoffman gives an Oscar-worthy performance. It was winner of 5 Academy Awards. I assume Hoffman and Streep won. I guess it won for other awards. It's been a while, but I remember liking this film. I definitely like how it showed the realistic side of, having to find a job, when you have maybe 24 hours to do so, and you have to, and you're dealing with the divorce, custody of a child and stuff like that. I think it portrayed it very well. So very glad to have this movie. And I believe this one here, I think this is the last one that I have here that I'm going to be showing off. And like I said, I got 6 more movies coming next week, I think. And I also, that Perfect Weapon Blu-ray that I showed y'all, I in fact technically ordered another movie to get that 10% off. That other movie that I ordered with the Perfect Weapon was the The Vinegar Syndrome of China O'Brien 1 and 2. And it has several more features compared to the other 4K discs that, I don't know. It had more features compared to the other 4K ones, so yeah. And then the other one, I'm trying to think. Red Eye. I pre-ordered that re-release of that film. That's coming out in August of that year. So just bear with me. Okay. Come on, get out of there. There we go. And this here is the Columbia Classics 4K, and you have 6 movies in here. Where are they? One of them, okay, one's called It Happened One Night. I'm not familiar with that movie at all. It's got some features. It's got a commentary and featurettes. You got a movie called From Here to Eternity. I don't know who's really in that. I think I've heard the title. So you got, behind the scenes stuff, commentary. You have To Serve with Love with Sidney Poitier. I have seen that movie before. Remember not minding it. You also even have the sequel in here too, To Serve with Love 2. I believe that was a TV movie. And you got audio commentaries, archival featurettes, and you also have The Last Picture Show that was directed by Peter Bogdanovich. I think I've heard of it, but I've never seen it. But I know it has Jeff Bridges, Sybil Shepherd, I believe, was in the movie as well. You also have Annie, and I'm trying to think if this is the 1982 version, or now it says Little Orphan Annie. I don't know. Yeah, it's the 1982 version, I assume. But the main reason why I got this set is because I got it for the film As Good as It Gets with Jack Nicholson. Plus, it's got features on there compared to what the other release had. You got new deleted scenes, you have the making of, you have behind the scenes footage. I believe you have the commentary, which is from the previous releases. But for once, I wanted to get the film that actually had features, because it always seemed like they always skimmed on the features on that movie for whatever reason. Because the film did very good at the box office, and I like that film with Jack Nicholson. But for whatever reason, it seemed like they always didn't treat it fairly, when it comes to features. But this time they have this time this 4K set has, interviews, behind the scenes stuff, tributes, archival featurettes, additional TV plots, and much more. So, and for this set, I paid about $72 and change for it. I think I got 15 or 20% off. I can't remember. But there was a couple of these I could have gotten from Canada, but apparently, if I would have ordered it from them, it seemed like there could have been some possible additional charges, and I don't know if I had to pay for that. If I had to pay for those additional charges, I don't want to pay for that. So I'd just rather order within the country and just go from there. So yeah, I think that pretty much clears it for my physical media collection. And let's see, Something's Gotta Give. I have not seen that movie, sadly. I know who's in it. Other than Jack Nicholson, you had Diane Keaton, you had Keanu Reeves. I think Amanda Peet was in there. I don't know. I never fully watched that movie, so I can't really say much on it. But yeah, I think this is going to do it. I'm sorry if it took this long. I think this is probably it's not the longest, but it's probably the second longest. I'm still going to debate whether or not I'm going to do a video or a stream for my other upcoming Blu-ray. There's like several more movies I got, but nowhere near as I have here. So yeah, I wanted to get them before, because physical media seems to be disappearing. The thing was, I went to Target, and there's not a whole lot of stuff there. Best Buy, they don't have any more fucking movies anymore. I don't know if they even sell them on their website anymore. Walmart doesn't seem to have a whole lot either. So it looks like physical media, movies in general are disappearing from stores, and that's very sad. But you still have the internet, whether it be on Amazon, eBay, deep discount, whatever. You know, if there's deals like I did, like if there's 20% off, 15% off, I take advantage of it because you never know when these will go out of print and you have to play ridiculous prices for them. So yeah, get them while you can. So alrighty, that's going to do it for me. I'm going to get set up for my live commentary of Roadhouse. I don't know if anyone's going to join me or not, or if I even want anyone to join me. But for the people in the chat, if they want to chime in, give their thoughts, feel free. And we'll go from there. But anyways, thanks for stopping by. For the people in the chat, John, Alter, Jamie, Ty, Total Meltdown. Thank you for chiming in, and I guess we'll see y'all later. Bye-bye.